Hello everyone. So today we are going to learn how to draw indifference curve and budget line and find from this both thing indifference curve and budget line how to find what is the best choice, what is the optimal choice. Okay. So let's start with this question and whatever concept is required for to understand this question I will explain you. Okay. So let's start. Take your pen and note and start writing that part what you want to um, remember or whatever you learn something new, so please write it down. Okay, so let me start with this question. Now Janelle and Brian each plan to spend $20,000 on the styling and gas mileage features of a new car. They can each choose all styling or all gas mileage or some combination of two. So actually this depends upon, let me just give the short name J and B, which means, and if somebody wants to somebody have the constraint of budget, so he will wants to maximize his utility by spending on the money on the gas mileage, so that he have to spend in future, he have to spend less amount, right? So actually here in question they have provided us information about J. So J does not care at all about styling. She wants the best gas mileage possible. Okay, so J wants just best gas mileage. Okay, so let me just write this information. That means J just wants to best gas mileage, right? Gas mileage. So J does not care about styling. Now B like both equally and wants to spend an equal amount on each. So B wants to spend equally. So let me just give this also. B wants both equally. Okay, so B wants the styling also and gas mileage also, right? So what we have to do, we have to use the indifference curve. Okay, sorry, so we have to use indifference curve and budget line and illustrate the choice that each person will make. Okay, so now to draw to draw indifference curve and budget line, first we should know what is indifference curve, right? Without knowing the definition we can't do anything. So what is indifference curve? If you know, please comment. Okay, but I'm going to explain you here also. So actually this is indifference curve is a curve in the simple way you can just say it is curve, right? But so what is different between the curve and indifference curve? So from the name itself you can understand its curve is all about indifference, which means that let's say this is one curve and this what this curve is actually representing. So let's say here I'm putting this, let's say this axis I'm putting gas mileage and here styling, right? So on x-axis or horizontal axis we are putting gas mileage, and here styling of car. Now this curve, which means that any point of this curve, like let's say this is point A, so this point A represent some amount of money spent on gas mileage and some amount of money spent on the styling, right? So okay, so which means that this indifference curve, or also let me say this point B, and B also represents some amount of money spent on gas mileage and some amount of money spent on um, styling. So let me just give the some number. So let's say this is 20,000, this is 10,000, and here again this is 10,000, this is 20,000, right? Okay, so if somebody wants more, so if this both combination or A or B gives the same level of satisfaction to anyone, okay, which means that let's say brain, if he consume any point from this curve and he will get uh, same level of utility, so which means that this curve is called indifference curve. So in the simple way you can just say that in indifference curve represent the set of all bundle, set of all consumption bundle that would provide same level of utility. So I hope you understand what is indifference curve. Now what is, again, second question is what is budget line, right? So budget line also you can understand, that is very easy. So it should be line and it is representing, so with it represent all the combination of good that can be purchased with given amount of money. So here they have 20,000, so by using 20,000 how much they can purchase of this combination of good. Okay, so that would that actually that line present budget line, right? So here we have to use this tool to find out what are the choices of both. So here first we will solve for J. Okay, so let me take another here. So okay, so here I'm going to draw graph for J. So J like only gas mileage, so let me put again here gas mileage and here styling, right? Now they have $20,000, $20,000, right? Now this is the budget line. Budget line simply you can draw, and let's say here you are writing 20,000, they are spending whole money. So this point actually representing if J would purchase or use whole money or 20,000 on the gas mileage, so this point represent that point. Now if you see, so what is this? Let me name it A and point, sorry, so this is point B and this is point A. So point B would represent that if J would spend whole money on styling. Okay, so here also you will see 20,000. Okay, and so for the J, so this is the budget line because they have 20,000. So we are, so here also somewhere you will see the 10,000 rupees, and here also 10,000. Okay, here 0. Okay, so if J wants to only, he does not, she does not care about styling. So J just care about gas mileage. So C would, spend whole money on the gas mileage, which means his, and if you know the basic, of indifference curve. So for J, styling is a neutral good, which means that this good would not affect the indifference curve of J, which means that indifference curve of J should be vertical, right? So J, indifference curve would be like, sorry, so let me use this line. Okay, so like this, vertical. Okay, again let me draw another indifference curve like this. Okay, so yes, now this indifference curve, why vertical? Because if you see on this vertical, on this indifference curve, only what matter for J only care about the gas mileage. If you increase the gas mileage amount, so his indifference curve also would increase. Like if she would spend 10,000 rupees on gas mileage, so she would get utility, which is, let's say, U1. And if you spend your 20,000, so she would get utility U2. So can you tell me which one would give more utility to J? So just comment it, I'm still waiting. Okay, so that would be, U2, because you know that from the 20,000 he will get more utility, and okay, so in this direction his utility would increase. So of course, what would be the optimal choice for J? So for J, optimal choice would be this point A, where she would spend whole money of 20,000 on the gas mileage, and this is her indifference curve, this is budget line, and this is the optimal point, right? So let me write optimal choice, or I can say choice, right? Now we will do the same thing for B. So again, I'm drawing x and y axis, where we are going to draw indifference curve and budget line. So budget line for both would be same. Why same? So the reason is same because both have the same amount of money, right? So here S, which means styling, and gas mileage, I'm putting here. So let's say $20,000. Okay, so I'm writing here in K, which means this line is representing in dollar. Okay, $20,000. Okay, here let's say 10K, $10,000. Okay, this is also represent $10,000, and this is $20,000. Okay, now for B, both he wants to spend his money on both good and equally also. So for if he spend all money on gas mileage, so actually he also wants to spend money on the styling, so he will not choose this point, also not this one. Okay, right, he will not choose this A or B. So he wants to choose that point where he will spend amount of money, this 20,000, equally on the both good. So I think you can understand. So he will spend whole money on the point where he will get. Okay, so let me just use the tools because I'm not very good with drawing. So yeah, so this is, okay, sorry. Okay, so again let me here another one. So yes, let me just join it. Okay, so it should be like this. Okay, this point should be like here. Okay, let me just, what do you think? His if he like B spend all his money on the both good and equally, so his indifference curve will be like this. Okay, like this, else, because here he is spending, he actually spending, equally amount on the both goods. That's why his indifference curve should be LCF. Here his was vertical, right? And budget line would be the same for the both. And here the optimal point, let me call it C. The optimal point is here. This is for B, this is the optimal choice. So I hope this is clear to you, how to draw indifference curve for this J and B. Okay, and what is the optimal choice for them, and how to draw a budget line. If you still have any doubt, you can comment. I'd love to answer it. Okay, thank you.